but in the 1970s, he was incredible fast. And who is that? It's Flying Mike Faria. Mike was just a fast guy. He only knew one speed, and what was that speed? It was WFO, wide effing open. Mike was one of those generational riders. They didn't come along very often, but Mike Faria was just an incredible rider. Later on in Mike's racing career, he went on to Europe. He raced in England. He was a British League rider. And also, Mike was a multi-time United States Speedway champion. Coming in at number 7 was one of the most naturally gifted Speedway riders of the 1970s. He was good. He was exciting. He was very exhilarating on a Speedway bike. He kept you on the edge of your seat. And who was he? He was number 22, the wild guy, Danny Berserko Becker. The crowd at Costa Mesa went nuts when the announcer, Larry Huffman, announced his name. He would ride with reckless abandon. He would ride that crash wall and a cross up. When Danny Becker rode, he was just one of those guys that everybody was watching. Why? Because he was a crazy good rider. As a little child, Danny Berserko Becker, he worked for Ron Stewart, the mini bike guy, and he would haul the motors around to different shops for Ron. They do valve jobs and stuff, and he would put the motors on the back of a bicycle, and Danny Becker would ride those motors, and they would have them fixed and repaired. And Danny Becker, he hung around Ron Stewart's shop until he became of age. At the age of 16 or so, Danny hopped on one of Ron's Speedway bikes, and I'm sure Ron Stewart was shocked to see Danny. Danny was his boy. He raised him since a little kid. And Danny Berserko Becker, he was on fire on that Speedway bike. He was super fast, super wild. And Danny Berserko Becker got his nickname, being a wild man. Danny was pretty much one of those talents that was unearthly. You don't see a rider like Danny Becker, and even to this day, he was just an incredible rider. He was one of the best riders of his era. If Danny had stayed clean, there's no telling exactly what would happen to Danny as far as how far he would go. He would have probably won United States Speedway Championships, and I heard he wanted to go to Europe. If he went to Europe, he probably would have ended up a world champion. But more than just a Speedway rider, Danny was an incredible human being. He was a nice guy. I heard that sometimes when he would see like a dog wounded on the side of the road, Danny would stop and help the dog. Also, Danny just had a lot of love in his heart. He was just a good guy. Humble guy. And he had a great love for his wife and his daughter. Danny Becker just loved everybody. I remember I bought my first Speedway bike from Danny Becker, and he was just the nicest guy. He would always say hi to me. Danny Becker was just a great human being. Sad to say, a few years ago, Danny had passed away, and we're so sorry for the loss of Danny Berserko Becker. Rest in peace, Danny Becker.